Hello friends, welcome to today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I welcome all my new subscribers. I'm so excited as I see the numbers going higher and higher each day, each week. We're almost at 400, which is so exciting and thrilling to me. I'm so grateful as I've seen the channel growing, and I know that someone somewhere is enjoying my content. I appreciate you and always pray for the grace of God to be upon your life and for Him to meet you at your point of need as He strengthens your day to day life. So, as you can see, I'm doing my daughter's hair. For those who remember, there is a video. There's a video I once uploaded of my daughter's, and her hair was way longer and it was colored. I think she had a burgundy mahogany. I don't know. In layman's terms, it was red. And she then tried to go back to having black hair. But as she was trying to do so, she couldn't get it back to being black. And we eventually decided that she actually needs to just cut her hair and start afresh. She wasn't too pleased about it, but I think she got to see that there was no way around her getting to a place of getting her hair back to being black. And you know what, friends? I found a story in all of that. So, as Christians, we go through the same thing. We get to a place where you keep on trying something, and then you get to the point where you just have to cut off something. So, I realized that my daughter was not reading the instructions of how to get to having black hair after having bleached or dyed it one particular color. And you and I, at times, we want to get to a place of an expected end, but we do not follow what the instructions the Lord is giving to us for us to be able to obtain that breakthrough blessing that we're looking for. There's a process to all of it. And just like her achieving black hair, she had to follow what the process and the instructions were. And guess what? She wasn't. She just tried. She just thought she could do it. And yeah, I mean, if she was able to get it from being black to red to blonde, what's so difficult for it being blonde to go back to black, right? But she had to follow through and manipulate her hair and then get to a place of it being black. Unfortunately, probably lack of patience, she couldn't totally get all of it black, but the majority of it was black. And then we just cut off the ends that were still blonde, or I don't remember if it was blonde, if it was red, whatever it was. We just had to cut off those ends, and then it made more sense to cut it a little shorter. Even though she sulked, she didn't like that. And you and I, at times, we try and manipulate God. We try and think we can go around him and avoid his instructions and expect a desirable ending. But then we go back to God and then have to read from the beginning. What is God instructing me to do? And once we follow his instructions, we find that we come up with the expected admirable end. When we read the blessings of the Lord in the Bible, when we read how God is going to bless us, how God is going to make ways for us, prior to all that, for the most part, there's an instruction that if you do not depart from my word, I will. But sometimes we just read the part where it tells us goodness and mercy shall follow us. We read the word that says he's going to bless us. We read the passage that tells us he will increase us and enlarge our territory. We read the part where it tells us that he will make way where there seems to be no way. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. We never read, at times, we don't really go through to see where was this coming from? Why did God say that? What had happened before? And so I would encourage you and I to, when we study the word of God, to want to investigate. And that should be our prayer, that Lord, give me an investigative attitude to know what was taking place before this verse that I'm so excited to receive, so excited to recite or memorize what took place before this verse, and have an understanding have an understanding of what the instructions were before we get to that place of excitement of claiming and of reciting or memorizing the verse. Because with God, like with this particular hairstyle, there is no shortcut. You have to follow through step by step. You cannot jump steps with God. There are times where we feel we have won and we have skipped steps with the Lord. Um, but you find that you are not in a place where you can articulate yourself well when it comes to a certain trait that you feel that you have gotten to a place of mastery. I feel like even with children, babies don't just start walking. They start by sitting up and wiggling around and crawling. Some don't really crawl, they crawl for a little bit and then walk. But there's a process. They don't just start eating meat, they have to go through breast milk, formula, whatever it is, and they have to go through that type of milk before they even get to drinking cow milk. There's a process to everything. And so, even in our Christian walk, as we reflect and come to the end of the year, these are things we need to think about, that as the year has come to this point, I've come to this place in the year. What did I do? Where were the shortcuts? And the shortcuts that I took, what did I get out of it? Were they beneficial? Did they make me a better person? Or did they give me a conniving spirit? You have to be able to be truthful to yourself. It's not that you want to, and when you're being truthful to yourself, it's harsh, but you're being truthful to yourself for you to get to a better place, to be a better individual, and to be able to see the fullness of the Lord in your life. How God works in your life may not be the same. Perhaps if somebody else skipped the steps that my daughter skipped, they may not have come across problems like she did. Sometimes that's how life is. Someone will skip steps and they'll just cross over, but you'll skip steps and the Lord will not permit you to cross over. So don't judge when you see you have not done the way the next person you're looking to did, but you should know that we're all unique. Our fingerprints are unique. We're all unique, and we just need to follow the manual, which is the Bible. This is where we get all our instructions from. So, as you analyze your life, as you analyze everything that you have accomplished, even the things that you have not accomplished in this year, don't beat yourself up, but try again. Don't give up. Try again. Sometimes we may not get the voice of the Lord telling us to try again, but you'll feel it in your spirit. Let me get up and try again. Let me try again to be a more organized individual. Let me try again to wake up earlier. Let me try again to be more tidy. Let me try again to delegate. Let me try again to relax when I'm supposed to, so I do not become a grumpy person and be angry at the people around me. Let me try again to pray more. Let me try again to seek the Lord. Let me try again to serve in His house. There are many things that we should learn to try again. Don't beat yourself up as you analyze your life and as you're anticipating 2024. So this is the end result. It did take, I finished it all the next day. So I was just braiding to a certain part where the color changes, and then I finished it off. She knows how to finish off, so she did do a lot of that as well. And then I just used a water mist. That combination is rosemary, herb. I boil it with cloves, and then I added, I'm really sorry, I'm forgetting what oil I added. There is an oil, probably castor oil, and then I just shake it up and spray, and then I use an oil that I mixed up my own concoction and that hair food. So that really has done wonders with my girl's hair. So that's the method that I use every day to oil their hair. And this is it. She's happy. I was asking her endlessly, is it heavy? Is it heavy? She said, no. To me, it looks heavy, but she says it feels fine. So that's the ending, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more content and continue to like, share, and to comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you maintain your own hair or your kids' hair, and what challenges you're faced in taking care of yourself or anything really, just for chit chat and for fun. But I thoroughly enjoy having you guys tuned in and continue to look forward to more content and more inspiration and devotionals. But for now, remain blessed